Raymond Roche is gesticulating. Colin Arms, the start marshal, waving the red flag. He's not quite sure what to do here, but there's no way Raymond Roche is going to get that Ducati off the line. On come the mechanics onto the grid. So what's going to happen now? This is going to add to the frustration by the other 34 competitors, waiting for Roche to get fired up, so he's going to have to run it forward and dump the clutch, which he does quite successfully, so the Ducati is running. Start marshal again, everybody looking round, just about ready now. When he moves off the circuit, the lights will go from red to green. The tension at this point, unbelievable. But they're away, so 25 laps ahead of them on the Donington Park circuit. And round one of the Diesel Jeans World Superbike Championship is underway with the Loctite Yamaha number 7 of Terry Reimer into the first turn. So Reimer leads, followed by teammate Rob McElnay, number 19. So this is indeed good news for team boss Steve Parrish. Terry Reimer, the man who finished 7th in last year's championship, is being followed by his teammate who finished 5th, Rob McElnay, number 19, locked in second place there behind Reimer. So the young South Londoner leads round one, halfway around the first lap. Out of McLean's, up towards Coppice, cresting the brow of the hill and throwing it into this long, sweeping right-hander before they get to the fastest part of the circuit. Up through the gearbox now into top gear, flat along there and something in the region of 165 miles an hour. They're on the fastest part now. Up towards the S's, Reimer leads. McElnay, number 19, locked in second place. Then it's the Texan, Doug Poland, number 53. Then it's Monty. Right in the middle there, number 2 is Pirovano. The rest of the riders threading their way round. I saw Tim Bourne just briefly there, the Kawasaki man. But at the front, the action is frantic. The Melbourne hairpin, Reimer, McElnay, Doug Poland. Everybody safely around, having to pick it up just a little bit there. Carl Fogarty from the UK riding number 5. Out of Goddard's and Reimer almost on the grass. So completing lap 1, Terry Reimer using all the track and more. So he's leading still at Redgate. McElnay swinging wide, then it's still Doug Poland locked in. So these three now getting away from the rest of the bunch. Poland is in front. Poland has got past. McElnay has gone from the leading bunch. We are at 2/3 distance, and Doug Poland on the Ducati is out in front of Reimer. McElnay has gone. And a big wiggle from the back of the huge V-twin, and it's at 880cc, and I'll just run you through the rules of the game, as it were. 4-cylinder, 4 strokes, maximum 750cc. Twin cylinders can be anything up to 1000cc, but the factory Ducatis normally opt for the 880 variety, and that is exactly what Doug Poland is on. There's Neil Mackenzie, 77, the leader of those two, hurtling round there, but now we're looking at the battle for first and second place between Doug Poland, number 53, from Texas, who really has stamped his authority on this first leg here at Donington. Poland quite a card off the track as well as on it, but he certainly can ride a motorcycle. Is contesting both the American and the World Superbike rounds this year on that machine, so he's got a very busy schedule ahead of him. 12 rounds in the American Championship and 13 in this, the World Series. And he's been quoted as saying that whichever is the more successful for him, that's the one he'll concentrate on, and if he's leading both, then he'll try to win them both. Just think of the kudos and the money that would go with that feat if Doug Poland were able to pull it off. Coming up behind a tail ender now, they're both scorching through. Poland's gone, but he's left a little bit of work for Terry Reimer to do. So the 23-year-old South Londoner is still in second place, tacked onto the back. Starkey's Bridge then. Heeled over. Reimer is closer now than he's ever been. It's Doug Poland, number 53, though, from Texas, on the Ducati. They flick it right. Down go the knees. Fortunately, although it's grey, the rain has stayed away, but it's a very damp, cool day here at Donington Park. Tail enders ahead of them again, now settling well into the race, and quite a bit of work for Terry Reimer to do if he's going to go past. Kawasaki rider immediately ahead of them is number 33, Tim Bourne. This is a fairly new outing for him, as he only recently signed up for the factory Kawasaki team here in the UK. He's about to be blown into the weeds, however, as he's lapped by the Texan number 53, Doug Poland. Reimer is right there with him. Bello of the Ducati leading the shriek of the four-cylinder OW01 Loctite Yamaha. Round they go, those tail enders still ahead, and there's oil on the circuit. So someone has dumped it in a big way. That's the danger with these big four strokes. They contain a lot of oil, and if they go down and brake, they deposit most of the contents of their stomach over the track, and that's a major problem. 4 laps to go then. Down towards Redgate, it's number 33, Tim Bourne, about to be sliced up the inside by Doug Poland. So Bourne is now the Kawasaki filling in the sandwich between the first and second place men. Reimer flicks it right and goes past Bourne. So Terry Reimer then, still in the slipstream of Poland at Starkey's, hard over, up towards McLean's, which will be the next right-hander. McLean's it is. Coppice lies ahead of them, and it's going to be a hard sprint. It'll be interesting to see just how quick the Yamaha is compared to the Ducati down this, the fastest part of the circuit. They're on it now, flashing past the ground level camera. Reimer, though, still tucked in the slipstream of that very, very quick Ducati of Poland's. At the S's, left, right, second gear out of here, pulling very, very hard indeed, and Reimer's on the inside. Down towards the Melbourne hairpin, it's Terry Reimer on the inside, but the Texan outbreaks him over the brow of the hill, and Poland has still got his nose in front, but what a valiant attempt by Terry Reimer to steal the lead. Reimer then following into Goddard's. He's going to have to settle for second. Round one more lap of the Donington Park circuit. 2.5 miles then ahead of them, and I imagine that Terry Reimer thinks he's got the measure of the Texan. It remains to be seen whether in fact he can get the Loctite Yamaha past. Poland, all the experience of the American Championships having stood him in good stead over the years. There's a tail ender again ahead of him again. This could indeed prove a problem and provide an obstacle, give Reimer the opportunity to go past. Reimer just poised there. Tim Bourne is hanging on, looking over the shoulder, but it's Poland at Coppice. Poland then, and they are going to have to go either side of this man if they're going to get past, but he moves in to the middle of the circuit. That's number 51, Bruno Bonouy, the Frenchman. So Bruno Bonouy lapped on the Yamaha at the S's. Not a little over 500 yards to do now. That's all there is, down towards the Melbourne hairpin. Can Reimer pull off the same manoeuvre? No, he's on the wrong line. Poland at the hairpin staying tight. Reimer's going to have to power the Yamaha up towards Goddard's, and he's on the inside. He's going to go for it. Terry Reimer lights up the Yamaha and dives through. Oh, but he's overcooked it. Reimer's overcooked it onto the grass. Very fortunate to stay on two wheels. Sprints towards the line to claim second place, but no disputing the winner. A brilliant victory of leg one here at Donington from Doug Poland on the Ducati. Sensational result then for Poland, and an equally sensational and very, very fortunate finish for Terry Reimer. How he stayed on two wheels, your guess is as good as mine, but an awful lot of experience under that young helmet. Let's have a look again. You see, he just dives in on the brakes, going far too fast, and takes to a little bit of motocrossing to get him hooked down on the circuit. Can't put the power in too hard, but second place was safe for Reimer. Jubilant in victory, Doug Poland. It remains to be seen whether he can repeat a dose of that.